Jasser is with us. He's the president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. He's the author of the book, Battle for the Soul of Islam. Dr. Jasser, welcome back to the program. We always enjoy having you on the show.
It's great to be with you, Stuart.
I know that you are a practicing Muslim, and I know that you revere the Prophet Muhammad. I know that. How would you feel about American special forces going into the Middle East and killing Muslims who belong to ISIS?
I think there is no more noble activity that is called for today than this. This battle, Stuart, is within the house of Islam. And when people ask where are the moderates, we are being marginalized by the cowardice of the administration that will not address the problem. Because what happens when they don't address it as radical Islam, we marginalize our real allies on the ground who are trying to fight against two evils. The evils of the oppression of militant fascists like Assad and his genocidal regime, and the opposite side of that jihadist coin, the ISIS, the Sunni jihadists. So ultimately, Muslims are being killed in the tens of thousands by these radical groups, and as long as we don't name it, there's no strategy, no vision for empowering not the local communities, but empowering the reformers, because they don't see us as helping them. They see us as working with their oppressors, the old dons of the Islamist mafia of the Middle East.
Now, you've lived in America for many years. You served in America's Navy for 11 years. You're a prominent Muslim. Why have you not been invited to the summit?
Because, Stuart, I don't fit the narrative. Their narrative is about minimizing the interaction and the conflict and dealing with the same old 20th century narrative that the problem is just a symptom of violent extremism. They don't want to deal with the pool that these militants are swimming in, which is the new evil empire of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and not only ISIS, but all Islamic states. So they're dealing with the apologists, those that want to deal just with the symptoms, and those of us who are reformers, who I can give you lists of 20 to 30 of us that could have been invited, but we're not, because we shake the boat and demand reform against the clerics, against the regimes that are destroying Muslim reformers across the world.
We had this report this morning. I believe it originated in the Telegraph, which is a British newspaper, which suggested that ISIS was moving into Libya in force because Libya is very close to southern Europe, and Libya would become a stepping stone for ISIS to go straight into the heart of Europe and put its ISIS fighters in Europe. Do you put much credence behind that kind of report?
Oh, absolutely. I'd ask you to look at the Killiam Foundation's translation of ISIS's Arabic narrative of what they're doing, which is titled Libya, the Gateway to the Civilization. And basically they're calling for, and in the video they called for the shores of Tripoli, which is an old harken back to the Barbary Wars where we were fighting. Our Marines hymn was about fighting against the Muslim radicals who were trying to take our treasure, and they are moving into Libya because they want to distract from the primary cancer which we're pummeling them in, which is in Syria and Iraq. And if you want to defeat ISIS militarily, you cannot do it as long as the Assad regime remains. They want to distract us and spread the battlefront in multiple areas. In Libya, they see as a gateway to that, and Italy is sort of the symbol, if you will, of the center of Christianity, so they're using that to rally the jihadists.
Zuhdi Jasser, you're welcome on this program anytime you like. Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Stuart.